Welcome, everyone, to a gripping episode that takes us to the scorching deserts of Arizona. Today, we unravel a story so chilling, it's almost unimaginable. Picture a seemingly ordinary marriage, blessed with two beautiful children, descending into a nightmare that ends with someone being buried alive. David Pagniano, 63, his wife Sandra Pagniano, 39, and their two lovely young daughters. They lived in Arizona, but their story is far from the idyllic picture. In May 2017, the peaceful community of Prescott was rocked by a shocking event. Sandra Pagniano, a vibrant young mother, vanished without a trace. Sandra and David were in the throes of a bitter divorce, their once happy home now a battleground of misunderstandings and resentment. Sandra wanted out, but David couldn't let go. As investigators peeled back the layers, they found a web of financial woes and a suspicious life insurance policy that raised more questions than answers. The search for Sandra was relentless. Days turned into weeks, hope mingling with dread. Then a breakthrough. David's phone records placed him in a remote area around the time Sandra disappeared. What lay hidden under the unforgiving desert sun would shock even the most hardened detectives. Sandra had been buried alive, bound and gagged. The medical examiner revealed a harrowing truth. She had vigorously struggled while she was in the grave and was likely conscious for at least 5 agonizing minutes. Suspicion quickly zeroed in on David. In a desperate bid to divert attention, David forged letters, supposedly from Sandra, claiming she was leaving and handing over her possessions and custody of their children to David. But the truth has a way of coming out. Investigators exposed these letters as the desperate fabrications they were. Cell phone data sealed David's fate, tying him irrefutably to the crime scene. Facing the death penalty, David pleaded guilty to murder and other charges, receiving a life sentence. A small comfort perhaps for Sandra's loved ones, but justice nonetheless. At the time of her death, Sandra and David were still sharing a home with their daughters, then just 8 and 12 years old. Imagine the trauma and the questions those young minds must have faced. Prosecutors revealed that David had gone as far as filing forged notes in their divorce proceedings, claiming Sandra was willingly leaving everything behind. The Sandra Pagniano case is a stark, heartbreaking reminder of the dangers lurking within seemingly ordinary relationships. It's a tale of domestic violence, manipulation, and a desperate fight for survival silenced beneath the desert sands. It's a story that will stay with you, a haunting echo of what can happen when love turns to obsession and trust to terror.